What is up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name's Joey Mayberry. I'm your dad bod demigod, and I am joined today by my tag team partner, the glamorous half of Glamorous and Yummy, Mr. Mateo Valentine is here.
Yes, I am the fat femme Asian sensation and professional wrestling's resident thirsty boy because I am what? Single. And it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. I'm going to be a hot mess express and I'm not talking about Chelsea Green.
Same here. I'm already drinking a little bit of wine. Let's go ahead and get this
Yes.
thing done, girl. So, you guys, I wish we were here on happier circumstances because honestly, I've seen a lot of people have joined my channel recently, so I wanted to start bringing you some more content. But this one's not the happiest one to start off with because we've had a lot of releases happen in WWE this year, and it's been almost one big release group a month almost recently.
Yeah.
And today we got a brand new list of WWE releases, and honestly, this one is the most surprising by far.
I definitely agree with you.
I mean, it's just got so many different names. And you look at the list of people that we're about to talk about, two of them kind of make sense because we haven't seen them for a little bit.
Yeah.
They've been off of television. But everyone else has been on TV within the past week, which is crazy. And not just on TV, we've had debuting storylines. We've had number one contendership matches with certain people, and we've had championship title matches, and one was in the main event of a very recent pay-per-view. So let's go ahead and talk about all these releases, starting with one that honestly I don't think anyone saw coming. It was the Strowman Express himself. Braun Strowman was released.
It's hard to believe that last WrestleMania he was the one who power slammed Goldberg to win the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, right? During pandemic WrestleMania?
Yeah, just over a year ago.
It's over a freaking year ago. He was the Universal Champion.
And now he's released, and he was just coming out of the WWE Championship feud that's pretty much never ending between last
and it was an excellent triple threat match.
I thought so, to be honest, because I didn't really have much expectations going into that match, just because it's the same three people over and over again for the WWE Championship. But Strowman seemed like he was, for lack of a better term, being streamlined right into that title picture. Like he might have been the next champion. I don't really know what to make of this. There's got to be some sort of tea that we're missing here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Braun was so labeled to be the guy to herald a brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's heel or face and all that. It was very awesome to watch him. Like when he was doing his get these hands gimmick, when he had the little tag team match with Nicholas.
And I forgot about Nicholas. How in the world did I forget about Nicholas?
And then also it's like when I'm not finished with you. God, he was such a great monster. And like when Paul Wright, who was formerly known as Big Show, when they had their own match and they destroyed the ring and all that, and like everybody was just like, not everybody is born giants, and like having a giant versus giant match, it's like he was
Braun Strowman. The thing that gets me is just he's everything that WWE seems to want.
Exactly, it's what Vince wants, what Vince wanted, and I don't understand what fizzled. What
something's got to be going on here. Like I said, there's got to be some sort of tea we don't know. The thing that I've heard swirling around is every rumor from he asked for his release to budget cuts to WWE being sold to another company.
Yeah.
Because honestly, nobody on the internet can make up their mind as to what's going on because this literally shook everyone.
all the like most of these releases really shock the system. And yeah.
Well, from someone who's already established to someone who just returned, literally just came back. Let's talk about Aleister Black.
Oh my
So
god.
we just saw him debut this new character and finally come out and start feuding with Big E. Why? I thought the
And then
crowd was all
bada boom
for
not.
it.
And they were totally setting that whole crap up.
Mm-hmm.
They were setting it up as this kind of like this new, like if you ever played Far Cry 5 and all that, he was playing he was like this whole like Joseph Seed character, like kind of like this deranged, but like not deranged, but like he was like definitely playing upon like the like not like a cult leader, but better, but different than what Bray did when Bray did it.
Exactly. Which it's, well, you know what it kind of felt like to me? This happy medium between Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. Like,
Yes.
kind of this evangelical thing. And it was also a brand new spin on Aleister Black, who was really this character that was portrayed kind of like this almost monk type character that was just silent, deadly, could kick your head off. I don't want to say silent and deadly because it makes him sound like a fart, but it just baffles me why you're going to have someone debut and then immediately cut them out of the picture. Like, are we just going to pretend that he wasn't there?
Yeah. Do you think I always, because people always have to ask the question, do you think things that happen like because he's connected with Taya Trinidad, things might have happened?
Trinidad, so
Yeah.
also known as Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
No, because
Okay.
here's the thing. If you were going to release him because of his connection to another person,
Yeah.
why would you have them come back onto television in the first place? That makes absolutely no sense. Because then you're investing time, you're investing money, you're investing screen time that could have been invested into, I don't know, commercials, product placement, all of that good jazz, into a human. So they clearly had something going for him.
Yeah.
But there was also a rumor swirling that Zelina was coming back to the company.
There was a rumor that Zelina was coming back to the company, and there was going to be a possible like Zelina and Aleister going to be like having their own thing together. I think I heard blah blah blah,
which would have been phenomenal.
Which would have been awesome, but it was just so heartbreaking because when you look back at Aleister's NXT career and the way
his NXT championship career,
his NXT, well, his whole presence there when he was down on NXT, and then he decided to make, and then the jump to SmackDown, and he made an awesome debut with Ricochet when he was in WrestleMania and all that.
Well, there's also, like, if you look at his jump to SmackDown, he's never lost a fan base. Like, he's always consistently had it because he comes from the Indies. Everyone has heard of Tommy End. He's someone who's regarded as one of the best in the business entirely.
He has he can from us, because since we're both workers, like he can lay it in and make sure
Oh, I mean, the Black Mass is
there's a term called work the worker, and like he works like every time I watch him, like he works us. He sells like a champ, and it's just like it's so freaking uncanny because like Aleister, like I was so invested into this whole new gimmick, and then just to have it taken away from me, it's uncanny, and I really don't understand why. I don't understand why Fox and the WWE decided to pull the plug on that, because like because it's just like it was kind of like that breath of fresh air that I was like kind of having for Aleister.
Well, yeah, because I talk about it a lot in all the other reviews that I do. WWE programming recently has really been repetitive. You see a lot of the same matches, a lot of the same people, and the same exact angles. if you look back at the past year, it's been Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre on Raw for.
Why do you think I was so it's like, and then when it was like main event was Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley, and Kofi went over, I was just like, oh, are they going to make this thing different? Because it was just a total swerve, and I was just like, are they going to really do it? Are they going to really do it? And they're just like, oh no, we're keeping it the same.
Yeah, and then you have Aleister who's coming in with a new character, something for us to kind of sink our teeth into and really be happy about, and then he's just gone. Exactly. That exact
it's just
little raspberry sums it up.
I just hope that I hate saying this term. I really hope that Aleister/Tommy End will pull a Drew McIntyre.
Oh, and kind of go back and reinvent themselves into that complete WWE package.
Yeah.
That's something that could totally happen, but I kind of thought he already had it.
Yeah, I think he already had it, but I think it's just like, I don't know. It was just
he is probably my top pick of, I think this person out of everyone on the list will probably show up in AEW.
I think he might. It's like this is Tommy. Joey.
Yeah,
it's Tommy. Tommy can go anywhere.
I think that's the next logical step, because
I think Tommy can go anywhere, but I think Tommy will go back to Progress.
That wouldn't shock me either, because, but I mean, he is kind of rooted more in this. Yeah, but he is kind of rooted more in the States now because of his engagement.
Yeah,
but he's number 1 on my list. Let's go ahead and move to number 2 on my list of who I think might be jumping ship to the next big brand, which is AEW. And in the women's division, the first release we're going to talk about is Ruby Riott, which literally was just on SmackDown. Had
a little bit of a WWE exclusive of just being like, we got to do something different. Because I know we want these women's tag team champions, and it's just like, come on. And it's Heidi. It's like everybody in the indies loves Heidi.
Everyone in the industry really loves her. I've rarely ever seen anybody who can't just talk about how much of a workhorse that woman is.
She sells like a champ. She talks so natural. She has it all. I do not know. It's like she has. I love her whole edgy demeanor and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the whole tattoos, when she had the pixie hair, all that stuff, I was just like, this bitch is an icon already.
She stayed an icon. Like in the indies, Heidi Lovelace, I've seen her wrestle so many times, and when I heard that she was going to WWE, it wasn't just me, it was the entire wrestling fan base that were just excited to see what she was going to bring to the table. And then she debuts. She had a nice little run on NXT.
Yeah.
I do think that with the Riott Squad being brought up as quickly as they did kind of bring her up prematurely from NXT, because I think that she had so much potential to be a champion down there, no lie. But then once she arrived with the Riott Squad on the main roster, the Riott Squad just could not get off the ground. They were pretty much the whipping post for the women.
It was really sad because they were trying to make the Riott Squad so dead on arrival.
But they brought them in like Absolution, to where they're supposed to be this devastating force. And it just, we lost Sarah Logan last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're losing Ruby, which means I guess Liv is going to turn into an entirely different gimmick.
Yeah.
Which does upset me, because we've lost yet another tag team in the women's tag.
That pisses me off. That pisses me off as an avid women's wrestling lover and all that, because
I mean, we'll talk about the next person, which is going to be another tag team split up, but I want to stick on the tag team division real quick. Shayna and Nia are teasing a split up. On the main roster, you really only have left Natty and Tamina and Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke now. That's it. You can bring up some girls from NXT, but they also have a tag team.
They also have a tag team title. It's so how do I say this? It's so contradictory
It
with
makes no sense because
what they're trying to sell storyline wise, and what they're and then doing these kinds of actions, because you have Ruby Riott, who is such a great leader of the Riot Squad. I mean, come on, let's be
it's
real.
called the Riot Squad.
It's called the Riot Squad, but but Ruby just never gave up, and all three of them believed in them, believed in each other, and believed in the potential that they had. And it's like, they said that they were like, they couldn't get off the ground, and they could have had all these championships, but they lasted for so long.
Exactly.
And it was just so uncanny that, like, finally it's like they could actually kind of make it. And then again, it was just that whole, like, they couldn't get off the jumping point, and then all of a sudden Ruby's gone, and it's just like.
But you also have to remember, this is the team that split up the Iconics and led to that.
Yeah.
That's the tag team division's just such a mess.
It's just incredibly disappointing, because I don't know. Because you got
to watch as a wrestler and as from both of us theater people, because it's just like storytelling's just tossed out the window.
Yeah,
like,
storytelling is gone right now. It's like, how the heck am I supposed to watch SmackDown on Friday?
I mean, we'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm really intrigued to see what might happen with Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
But to talk about the tag team division in WWE some more, Lana was also released. So
this was my shocker. For when I found out.
Oh, this was your big one?
This was my big one, because Lana was such a big draw for WWE when she went up to the main roster.
She was. I mean, you think about, people like to ridicule Lana. They like to give her a lot.
I get it, and it's like, I understand, and I understand that and all that stuff. But whether you like it or not, she brought in viewership. She brought in money. She brought in, like, if you weren't really into wrestling, you weren't really into wrestling. She brought. Just her being there is like, oh, hi, how are you? And she was always on the pulse of social media too. She's doing Instagram stuff. She's doing TikTok dances with Naomi and all that. And it was just like, she was always on the pulse, and she was always good. Yes, her ring work is limited, but it was just like, she was so big. She had this big storyline with Nia going through the table. We had the infamous "my hole" moment with her and Nia, and it's just so uncanny. It's just so uncanny. It's so uncanny that they released her, because yes, I understand. It's like, Miro is at AEW right now, and it's like Lana's there. But it's just
it. I don't think that's it. There's no way you can just cut somebody because their spouse works for another company. But
you think, and all that stuff, because we know that WWE can get petty.
They can, but I don't know. And it just, again, to go back to this tag team, it drops the team of Naomi
and Lana, and now I don't know what they're going to do with Naomi.
I mean, to be honest, if it's anything like the history that we've seen with WWE and Naomi, they're just not going to do anything with her, which is really sad.
It's just really sad, because now I would love to see Naomi go to SmackDown and be with her husband.
Maybe
I don't know, but it just infuriates me that they could relate that. It's just like these, Ruby and Lana, who are the Raw and SmackDown's women's roster is already not a lot.
Yeah, they've really let it dwindle.
And it's just like getting rid of two more people that you're trying to build a tag team division with. It's like you have completely decimated.
Yeah, completely decimated
that tag team division, in which a ton of women, past, present, and future, are killing for and wanted that. And it's just showing that it's just like having that having that doesn't feel good with me. It doesn't make me feel nice.
Neither does it with me, but forever Lana is the best.
Lana number one.
But speaking of SmackDown, let's go ahead and talk about Murphy. Murphy's
oh my
gone.
god, he was kind of like he was my kind of crush. He was like when he was the Disciple, he was like I had a little crush on him.
I mean, how can you not? That man's chest is
he's so hunky.
But like, who has a chest like that? No one.
It's genetics. I'm like, he's Australian, and I'm just like, I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they're doing in Australia, so I can like
throwing those boomerangs, jumping with kangaroos, something. But that chest is super.
Not there to fuck spiders. Okay.
But literally, Buddy Murphy also during his time with Seth Rollins on the main roster showed what he can bring to the ring. We saw a little bit of it when he was in NXT and was a tag team champion. But
remember 205 Live when he was the when he was the cruiserweight champion? Those matches with him and Mustafa Ali.
So good.
So effing amazing. I always say whenever Buddy gets the chance to showcase, even when he was on SmackDown and he main evented with Roman, and we all knew it's like, oh, Roman's going over and all that stuff. But it's just like Buddy fought
and succeeded. He could pull out moves.
It's like, boy, this dude can be a workhorse. This dude, he got. It's like I always think of him with Dominic Mysterio's starts in Raw.
Oh yeah, he really did showcase Dominic so well.
And guided him and is such an excellent guide to Dominic and all that. And when
Murphy was such a workhorse.
He was such a workhorse and excellent seller.
But like during this pandemic, he gave so much to the television, and so much to this business. And it's kind of, this is the reward as he's dropped from television and then dropped from the company.
Yeah, come on. It's like with him and Seth. Most of the time on the Raw side help carry through the whole because of the whole pandemic.
I know it literally was Seth and Buddy, and then Sasha and Bailey were two of the main.
Sasha and Bailey, and then you had Drew. You had Drew in there, but we all watched during the pandemic era. Was Buddy the Disciple with Seth Rollins going up against Dominic Mysterio, and it was just
phenomenal matches too.
I just feel so bad because it's just it's like he was such a dark horse in the company because
that would have been a good gimmick for him.
He was also known as the best kept secret.
That's good too. I think Dark Horse is really just such.
Yeah, he was called the best kept secret, and he always kept on doing this.
Oh, that's
as a thing. But it was just
I didn't even catch that. That was a good catch.
It was just so Buddy Murphy, if you're watching this, you're amazing. And every time I watch I watch you because it's just you're an excellent wrestler to watch and learn how to guide and how to sell and how to. Not only is he good looking, he can work too.
I think I just saw those fantasies go through your head real quick.
I hate you, but it was just so heartbreaking because it's just because I watched Buddy from the start, not from NXT, but when he came from 205 Live, and then was kind of floundering, but really helped with him, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak, who else? All the the OG 205 Live roster when Buddy came in, they made that show so amazing to watch, and it was just
it never got the promotion it deserved ever. Still doesn't.
Yeah. I love 205 Live still.
Well, speaking of someone that never got what they deserved, this one really hurt my heart because me and her go way back.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to talk about Santana Garrett.
Yeah.
This one hurt because I started with Santana, and I've seen her grow into the performer that she is, and she never really got a chance to show what she can do in WWE ever. I mean, she did get in the Royal Rumble this past year, which was a accomplishment. But a lot of people online were just like, "Who is this girl?" Because they've never really introduced her to WWE aside from a couple appearances on Main Event, NXT, and then the Mae Young Classic. I think maybe she's had 10 matches on television.
I believe so. It's heartbreaking because when you know who Santana Garrett is and how much of a trailblazer she was when it came to women's wrestling, and how well traveled she was.
How well traveled? So let me go ahead and put it into perspective real quick. What
Yeah.
Santana Garrett was before she came to WWE was in 2015 at the height of the four horsewomen: Charlotte, Sasha and Bailey at Takeover. This woman was number 4 on the power rankings on the PWI. Like in that era, that says a lot.
Like seriously, it's like when I found out that Santana got into WWE, I was just like, oh, she's everything. She's everything that the company wants. And it was just, I feel bad for her because I think it was just very stop and start, and we don't know what to do, and we don't know what to do with Santana.
I feel like Santana got the same treatment that we saw with like Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, where we knew what those women could bring to the table. And whenever they popped up, we were like, oh, yay, I can't wait to see what they do. And then they would just go away for, months, even almost a year, and we wouldn't see anything from them. And then to see her released was just like, dang, you could have done so much with this girl. And
there's
you just
so much potential. And now it's like watches her go to like I swear to God, watches her go back to Japan and just like kick it, and people are just like, whoa.
I mean, yeah, she can do it. We've seen what she can do. She's been training in the PC, so she's gotten even more like television knowledge under her belt. So she's out of this list, probably my number 3 of who we might see pop up in AEW or Impact or something like that.
I think she would really be good at I think she would actually be good at Ring of Honor. During the Ring of Honor.
I could totally agree with that. I would love to see her on my Women Wednesdays.
Yeah, I would love to see her. I would love to see her on Women's Wednesdays of Honor. I think she would also be a really good AEW Ring of. I would love to see her in Ring of Honor. I would also love to see her. Yeah, I agree. AEW would probably be a good fit for her.
Well, Santana, if you're back on the Indies, let me know because me and you, we got some unfinished business.
Santana, if you're watching this, Joey basically said, pull up.
I mean, we had a loser wears a dress match. She put me in a dress. Turns out I liked it. So let's go.
So thank you, Santana.
Thank you, Santana, indeed. And thank you guys for watching as we went through these releases. It's not the most exciting. I mean, it's exciting, but not for the best reasons video.
Oh, God. Wrestling Twitter is all ablaze right now because everyone's just like, give me this person. Give me Heidi. Give me Buddy. Give me...
I know I just did it with
all
Santana,
the eye emojis and all that stuff.
I know I just kind of did that with Santana, but it's literally just because I know her and we go back. But guys, if you're on the Indies, give some people some time to breathe. This is hard. You literally just lost your job. So let people breathe real quick. Yeah.
Give them time. If you see them on the Indies, don't be a dick and ask them. It's like, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. Just don't do that. Don't be a dick. Just buy their 8x10s. And,
also, if you like these wrestlers, they have stores. They have everything. Go support these people, legitimately. And, people don't understand exactly how far a like or a retweet can go these days. It's very much insane.
Yeah, we're in the age of social media now, you guys. Wrestlers, no matter WWE, AEW, Impact, ROH, all the way to the shindies, likes, retweets, reposts, comments really help.
Well, speaking of all that, hey Mateo, where can the people find you across all these social medias?
You can find me at Twitter at Mateo Valentine 8. That is MateoValentine 8. And Instagram at Mateo Valentine 829. 829 is when I debuted and all that stuff. And I think that's it.
Oh, TikTok.
Do I have TikTok? I only use it to like and thirst follow, but it's just like, okay.
Oh, that's valid. Well, you can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram, Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Check me out every Friday on the Golden Era podcast with Jake Smith. Every Saturday, I host Ring the Bell live on Ring the Bell's YouTube channel. Also, check out this channel. I'm going to be posting more content for all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. Every person is cherished. I love each and every one of you. And also leave a comment. Let us know how you felt about all of these releases that happened. On behalf of Mateo and I would like to say, support your local indie talent.
Yes. And also, if you're in the Chicago area, Berwyn, Illinois, on June 18th at Lucha Libre Total. Joey, what are we doing at Lucha Libre Total?
Being glamorous.
And yummy. You will see the dad bod demigod Joey Mayberry and the fat femme agent sensation Mateo Valentine at Lucha Libre Total on June 18th.
Awesome. Please come out and say hi to us. And guys, until next time, we will see you later.